What if I told you that life was a game? It's all a simulation, and the only way to gain control of this game is to become aware that you are playing a game. The game has a brilliant design. Come here and forget that you're God, that we're all connected, that you already know what you need to do, that you are connected to the fourth dimension of everything beyond space and time. But you come here and you fall asleep. Every day, the system designed new way to keep you asleep through instant gratification, through distractions of the mind that feel really good. Drinking, smoking, drugs, people, experiences that rob you of your awareness. Because the game designers know that if you tap into this awareness of everything you are, when you leave the illusion of space and time, when you understand that you are more than a three-dimensional being, when you're no longer living in the past or predicting things in your future, you're just in the present, aware of your current emotions, feelings, and thoughts, and choosing what you want, not consenting to old shame loops, old fear loops, old patterns, that you have won the game. If you remind yourself you are in a simulation, every moment of every day say, this is a simulation and it shows me how. This is a simulation and it shows me how. This is a simulation and it shows me how. That is how easy it is. But it is more than that. You are now aware. You have stopped giving your attention to things that are built to steal your attention from you. You don't understand the magnitude of this situation. You don't understand the magnitude of this situation. Your awareness, your attention is not just, ha ha ha, let's spend it on TikTok, let's spend it on Instagram, let's give it away, let's go asleep as much as possible. It is controlling every single aspect of your life. It is controlling what you experience, who you call in. Understand now that what you're currently experiencing in your reality, you consented to it. Every single last muscle of painful pain, you consented to it. But you consented to it whilst you were unconscious. Because all of you listen to that and you're like, well, I would never want this for myself. Of course you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. You didn't one day say, oh, I want a shame loop where I am constantly abandoned, or fear or guilt loop where I never get the things I want. But you were asleep when you wrote that contract. Imagine if you go dream and then someone meets you in your dream to sign a really important contract. And then you wake up the next day and the contract is now in effect. That it was possible for us to meet in the dream world when we were unconscious and make life-altering changes. You wouldn't consent to that, would you? You would try in every single moment to learn to be lucid, to have lucid dreams only, so that you're aware of what you're consenting to, wouldn't you? Now, understand that the form has already been signed. It has been filmed. The credits are currently rolling, and the beginning of the movie is playing at the same time. When you unlock this idea that you are bound by space and time, you truly begin to understand that nothing exists except the present moment and what you decide to consent to right now. What you decide to consent to right now writes the script for the future. In fact, that was a wrong saying. It doesn't write any script. The movie's already completed. Who you are now, if you do nothing to change, who you're going to meet in 2 years from now has already been decided. Exactly what is going to happen in your life has already been decided. The credits for the movie you are currently living are already rolling. In order to experience something different, you don't attempt to change the movie with your ego. Oh, what did I do in the past? How can I change the future? What can I do tomorrow in order to alleviate this pain, this experience I'm living? The credits are already rolling. If you go watch the new Spider-Man movie and you're like, oh, I'm not really liking this love plot, let me go bash on the projector screen. Let me go bash on the movie. I want to change. I don't want to watch this anymore. No, you get your ass up and you leave that movie theater and you go watch a different movie. The version of you currently in this game. No, guys, let's drill in the idea into your head about how much of a complex design this matrix is. Drill it into your mind. How complex this matrix is. Bro, this is the GTA 20. Imagine there was a game this immersive. People would pay billions to play this game. In this game, you can have everything you want, but the only thing you need to, in order to gain the controls of the game, is your imagination and your awareness. Why are you playing video games when you're living in the most immersive, responsive video game of all time? Have you ever seen a video game with graphics this good? With responsiveness this instant? Have you ever experienced any video game this immersive? So immersive, in fact, that people pretend that they don't know that they are playing a game. Imagine right now you put on VR goggles, you're in GTA 5, and you completely forget that there is a life outside of that there is a you that is everyone in that game combined, that your consciousness is split into every single NPC. In a game, NPCs don't even spawn until you're in that area of the map, until you're in that level of the simulation. That is what this game is like. Nobody is real. Nothing is real. The only thing that is real is your awareness and your imagination. What do you want to be true? And observe nothing but that. All the emotions will come up. It is not your first thought. It is your second thought. How do you respond to it when there is an old idea? When you want to make abundance, but then there's the thought of, how am I going to pay my rent next month? Next month doesn't exist yet. Next month doesn't exist. Next month doesn't exist. But you imagining, creating the idea in your head of suffering when rent day comes is making sure that you are aligned with that timeline. The only thing that exists is the present. In order to change your life, you just have to be present in a reality where you are a character who has a different experience. Your identity shift happens when you understand that there is nothing you can do to change your life. There is nothing you can do to change this movie. The credits have already been rolled. It's already happening. It has happened. It is fourth dimensional. It is not linear. Let go of the ego that is saying, oh, I have to create, I have to heal, I have to let go. In order to attract this, I have to do this. No, you don't. No, you don't. All you need to do, it's such a life hack. /motherload this bitch. Jump into the character of you who already is living that. No explanation needed. No thought needed on how to create this experience. How do I know about business to start? The version of you who already is living in that timeline started that business. Would they know what business to start? Okay, so you know what business to start. Stop acting like you can have both. You can't watch both. You're living one simulation and it's rolling forward in your three-dimensional experience because you think that you're trapped by this space and time. Nothing exists apart from this present moment. Nothing. 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 Your awareness is your most valuable asset. Guard it with your life. You cannot be old and new at the same time. If you have TikTok, Instagram, all of those short form things that make you go unconscious on your phone, if you have plans to drink with your friends going unconscious, delete it from your phone right now, cancel that event. For the next 30 days to 90 days, you no longer do that. And I know a lot of you saying, oh, but compromise in the future. I want to live my... No. You're describing a have a cake and eat it too situation. Your mind is weak and fickle. That is why your reality looks the way it does. If you had the opportunity, the power to have your cake and eat it too, your reality wouldn't look the way it does. Because you would be able to go unconscious but create. Your mind is weak and fickle. And until it is trained to a point where you can concentrate on the feelings you want, where you can catch your thought in the moment and throw it away like, that is a garbage thought, that is the old identity, I'm no longer that. You haven't earned the right. You don't go unconscious. At some point, you have to decide, I don't want to go unconscious anymore. I don't want to go unconscious anymore. I am conscious to the game, the simulation. Imagine if I told you you can have every single thing you want in this life. All you have to do is delete the parts of yourself, the access you give yourself to going unconscious every single day. I could guarantee it. You don't have to. But bear in mind, you also don't have to change. You can continue to live in this movie. You can continue to be caught in loops and daydreams of how someone wronged you. how in the future you're gonna have to, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna pay this rent? Or you can decide in this moment that you are present, you are someone else, you are new. That those things are the old identity's problem. The new version of you who is making what they're making, living what they're making, loving who they're loving. What do they think? How do they act? Give them credit where credit is due. Just give them credit. Pretend like they actually have power. Do you know how rude it is to say, like, I don't know. I don't know. You don't know that 2 plus 2 equals 4. That if you act like this is going to create this. That if you think like this is going to create this. If you feel like this is going to create this. Like, guys, you know, you are. You have been. You just let yourself go to sleep way too often. Be awake. Be awake to this simulation. Say, my life is a simulation and it shows me how. Let there be glitches. Thank you for being here. Remember that if you are watching this video, you are a chosen one. Your soul would not have let you get to this point of this video unless you are meant to understand, have, digest, and use this information to completely transform your reality. It is impossible for you to be here unless you are meant to have everything that your heart desires for the greatest good of all. Now, if you want any more assistance, down below in the description, there is a self-concept worksheet template you can download completely free, fill it out, and craft this new identity. Understand that it's so easy to change. It is so easy. When actors act in movies, they don't say, I usually sleep at this time. How do I get into this character? Because in the movie I'm playing, they do this. They just jump into that hole. They just jump in. Anyway, I am so proud of the person you are and even more proud of the beautiful soul you are becoming. My favorite part of the work I do is hearing from you, so make sure to leave a comment below and I will see you in the next one.